a jet plane flying through the blue sky, pulling its vapor trail along behind it. What the hell is up with everyone in... Well, I guess it's not hard-out wings. Wow! Everyone soon realized that it was a plane and quickly lost interest and started walking again. However, Amane Mochizuki kept on standing there, looking up at the plane flying high in the sky. When people came from behind and avoided her like she was in the way, she didn't pay any attention to them either. Let's go! Sure. Kotori arrived just as our morning homeroom class finished. Back to the sci-fi room. Sorry I'm late.
Kotori, do you feel better now?
Yes, thankfully.
Oh, see, I was worried about you.
Kotori went past the homeroom teacher, who seemed bewildered that she had come back to school all of a sudden, then, still in her wheelchair, arrived at her desk. The desk was right at the front. The desk right at the front was the only one that didn't have a chair. Everyone looked on, puzzled. I'm not an animal in the zoo. Now that Kotori was in school, she started her cool routine again. She concentrated during the lesson and answered the teacher's questions easily when asked. It seems like her grades in regular subjects are top class. During recess, she sat at her desk reading a book or going off somewhere. She didn't try to talk to anyone, and even if Ajia tried to speak to her, she acted like she hadn't noticed. The other girls in the class looked like they were worried about how they should treat her and watched her from a distance. During gym class, the way she looked on, bored, left an impression on me. She always looked like she was all alone, didn't seem to be enjoying herself very much. Hey, Kotori! Egg! Egg! At lunchtime, I found Kotori carrying her bag, about to leave the classroom, and I chased her down in the hallway. It's lunchtime, you know. What are you doing? Whoosh! Suddenly, Kotori dashed away at an unbelievable speed. What? Hey! In the heat of the moment, I tried to chase her, but I thought I would bump into passing students, and I was too slow to start moving. In the meantime, Kotori had already gotten inside the elevator. According to the school rules, most students are not allowed to use the elevator. It was only supposed to be used by workers or teachers carrying big loads, or disabled students like Kotori. Even so, I chased after her, only for the doors to close mercilessly in front of me. Blair! Through the glass, the one with the self-proclaimed cool stuck her tongue out and headed to the floor below as I stood and watched. You're not getting away. Huff, puff, puff. I ran and made it to the school gates. She was holding a bag. It seemed like she was trying to leave early, so I went to cut her off. However, I can't deny the possibility that her lunch is in a bag. Maybe I got the wrong idea. If that's not it, then what could be the problem? I watched over the school gates like some guardian statue. BAM! I was crashed into by something in the back. In other words, from outside the school gates. Girl's voice. Whoa! Ouch! What was that? I got up and felt like I was crawling out from under an avalanche. Then I saw a big cardboard box and a girl that had fallen over. Are you okay? Hello, ow, I'm okay. Hey, it's you! I'm sorry, I couldn't see ahead of me because of this box I was carrying. Oh. I looked at her as I got up and, without thinking, I thought I was going to say the super repeat student, but I held my tongue. How about you? Are you hurt? You're not hurt, are you? I'm alright. I see, that's good. As she says that, the super repeating super senior holds onto the big cardboard box. Hup! Oh, my stomach. She went to lift it up, but then the senior Aomini Mochizuki slumped down exhausted. Due to an empty stomach, my short-term performance has been significantly reduced. I'll help you carry it. Oh, it's so heavy! The big cardboard box is incredibly heavy, thanks. It's fine, I can carry it by myself. Come on, it's no big deal. I said as I went to pick it up anyway. Ugh, thanks. Man, I am such a gentleman. Is this okay here? I don't know what's in it, but we put the heavy cardboard box on the floor. Sorry about that. Thanks for helping. It's alright. Anyway, senior, if you're hungry... Tanya, she knows.
You're gonna have to do.
She was staring towards the inside of the garage. Senior? I found myself copying her and looking at the same direction. Inside. What the hell? It's Katori. What's she doing here? She's by the big thing placed in the center of the garage and is trying to lift up the sheet to see what's underneath. Are you interested in that? Katori is surprised when Amane speaks to her. Gulp! Katori seems intimidated and nods. Amane vigorously pulls back the sheet. The flying duck. Inside is a white, streamlined aircraft. Katori looked at it, dazed. I said, wow, as I let a small surprised sound slip out. Could this be a glider? Yes, it is. Amane nodded, and Katori cautiously moved her head closer to the aircraft. Even in the dimly lit garage, the glider's white body and had a glossy shine to it. Faintly reflected Katori's face. I moved towards it to take a closer look. Is this the one that we saw flying from Windmill Hill? Yeah, it could be. The smooth surface looks like it was made from plastic. However, it is hard to touch. The wings had been removed, and for now, it was just the body. So this is what the cockpit's like. This is amazing. Yeah. We started talking to each other at some point, but then finally realized who it was we were talking to. Hey you, why were you running away just now? Oh god, did you see that face? She calmly ignores my question, but then hurriedly tries to escape, so I go ahead to block her. I won't let you get away! Why did you... I love this music. Why did you come here for? You're not here to eat lunch. I teach lunch. You... There was some mean guy guarding the school gates, so I came to hide in here. Sorry. Oh. She really was trying to leave early. Do you know her? Ani was listening carefully to our conversation. Bloody hell, get close enough for me, don't you? Yum yum yum. This tastes good! Amani was wolfing down in the Napoleon pasta lunchbox. Katori and I both had a face that seemed to say, whoa, and looked on in amazement. Why would we say, whoa? Well, to see such a beautiful girl do something like that, I feel really disappointed. Oh. She didn't know that when she was eating ice cream like a crazy... She didn't know that when she was eating ice cream like a crazy idiot. I had the same reaction when I was watching her. By the way, the thing that Amane was eating was the lunchbox that I had brought. As usual, the boarders hadn't eaten the breakfast I had made for them, so I packed it as my lunch. I had made 2 lunchboxes. One was for me, and for the other one, I thought if Katori was going to go to school, she might have found it difficult at lunchtime, so I was worried about her and bought another lunchbox. That's why I was chasing her. If she didn't need it, I thought that I might I thought I might eat them both myself, but she ran away before I could ask her. But is this okay for me to eat your whole lunchbox? Asked Amani, although she had already eaten most of it but before asking. I've already eaten my one. I was hungry during morning recess, so I had lunch early. Relieved to hear my answer, Amane continues to enjoy the cold Neapolitan pasta. Woo! This is delicious! It's been a while since I had proper food like this. Did you have anything to eat after I saw you yesterday? I only gave her one piece of bread. Amane stopped moving her chopsticks and took a good look at my face. Could it be that you're the person who gave me that bread yesterday? You've only just realized? Well, I was concentrating on something yesterday. She really is weird. Oh, I see. So this is the second time you've saved me? She looked at me with eyes that sparkled like a little kid's. If she were a dog, her tail would definitely be wagging like crazy. I've received that bread from you approximately 20 hours ago. Prior to that, the last meal I had eaten was roughly 70 hours earlier. I counted on my fingers. If there are 24 hours in a day, that's 3 days ago! She's like, shh, don't tell anyone. I went to Taiyuken, whatever that is, and ate pork ramen with all the toppings. The soup was rich and delicious. Okay, she's one of those girls. She's one of those absolute specific girls that are just like, I had lunch exactly 24 hours, 25 minutes, and 38 seconds beforehand. She recalls this, and her face looks like she's about to start drooling. Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet? I forgot. Huh? When I'm thinking about something, I forget about everything else. That's because I'm stupid. Oh, she's precious. Amane replied with pride. I prefer it if she didn't compare it to when people forget things because they're hungry. Are you building this glider? Yeah. Are you doing that here? The Soaring Club uses this garage as a clubhouse. Soaring Club? I wasn't familiar with that name. What's soaring? Soaring is to fly a glider by riding the rising air currents. Flying a glider by riding the rising air currents. I can kind of get it, but on the other hand, I don't get it. So the aim of the club is to make and fly a glider? Well, yeah, that's right. So this garage is used for club activities after all. Even so, it's pretty spacious. A glider is like an airplane, isn't it? Is it something you can make yourself? Yeah, I can make it. Because it's a man-made object, there's no reason why you can't make it, right? I have a feeling that's not why she's asking. However, Amane answered the question in all seriousness. How do you make it? Rather than explaining, it's quicker if you actually make one yourself. Hold on a moment, I said as Amane slapped up the last of the with extremely bad manners. Wiping around her mouth with the tissue, she started rummaging through the desk drawer. Where did that go? Peeking into the drawer, somehow I get the impression that Amane is a typical disorganized person. Rather than things being put away, it was more like they were stuffed in. Oh, here it is, this is it! The thing that Amane had taken out was a paper airplane constructed like a construction kit made using cardboard. Okay, try to make one. Without thinking, Tori and I looked at each other. I feel that manufacturing a glider and making a paper airplane are completely different things. But for now, try doing it as she says. Using glue and a craft knife, in about 10 minutes we had finished a paper plane. Finished! She's very proud of herself. All done. Amane takes the plane that Katori had made and takes a good look. And then she threw it. The paper airplane floated gently as it flew and landed near the wall on the other side of the garage. It flew straight forward very nicely. It's a good plane. Katori seems embarrassed at being complimented. There are many types of airplanes. There are jumbo jets and small Cessnas, fighter planes. Then there are paper airplanes, like the one you just threw. But all of them fly based on the simple principle. Paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same. I mean, paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same. Yes, the principles are the same. Using their wings to float in the air in order to fly. Katori and I both tilted our heads in puzzlement. We both had a skeptical look on our faces. I can understand that a light paper airplane can fly by riding the wind, but it's hard to imagine that a giant chunk of metal can float in the sky on the same principle. There must be some other method that allows it to fly. Stop trying to question everything! Alana goes to pick up the paper airplane that she had just thrown. I'd like you to take a good look. Can the two of you see what the difference is between this airplane and this paper one? The size and the material. Also, whether or not people ride on it. That's right. Then there is whether or not it has an engine. On the other hand, everything is the same. Here we have the principles of flight. Regular airplanes are made from mostly the same parts as this. First, there's the body. Next are the main wings. The horizontal tailplane. The vertical tailplane. There are a few airplanes that have this somewhat quirky shape, but even in those cases they still have mostly the same parts, or other parts that fulfill a similar role. When she puts it like that, I guess she's right. I've never paid that much attention to it though. By the way, do you know how an airplane flies in the air? Because it has lift! That's right, like the force of a fluid moving over a wind. Lift is said to be the vertical component in accordance with the direction of the flow. I looked baffled again, and Amani smiles a little as she rephrases it. In other words, it's the force that makes the wings float up on the air. Lift is created here, on the main wings. God, this is more like a bloody school thing.
Touch myself.